What up, everybody? It's your boy Brian, the random Knicks guy. I want to apologize at the start of this video. First, if you're hearing an AC, it's pretty hot today. So the AC's got to be on because my home gets really hot, needed on. So I want to apologize. I'll try to speak over it as much as I can. Hopefully I'm not tearing out your ears speaking a little more loudly. And I'm gonna speak loudly because what's today's topic for this video? Dame. Because people went out and went on Twitter and said Dame's gonna demand the trade from Portland. And at the time of this recording, Dame has since said, I have not demanded anything. I don't even know what I'm gonna do. But since everyone's talking about it, and since everyone and their mother wants to trade everyone and their mother on the New York Knicks for Dame, let's talk about it because I think majority of the people who say the Knicks should be trading every young player and pick for Dame Lillard is a fucking idiot. They're stupid. They're dumb. They shouldn't be NBA journalists. Give me their job. I can be more objective. I can be more fair. I can be more critical. I can be more analytical. They're just a bunch of lazy ass people who want to get the LOL Knicks narrative going, and I'm fucking tired of it. So I'm call that shit out. This bullshit of trading. And you see it on the screen. Every fucking young player still on a rookie contract for the New York Knicks. And every fucking draft pick from now to 2027. And then assume between those years, everything is fucking pick swapped. Why would I give every young player and every pick from now to 2030 to the Portland Trailblazers? Who in their right mind would do that? A guy who's deliberately trying to get fired from his job, and I think Leon Rose actually likes this job. So I don't think he's trying to get fired. This is the stupidest trade proposal in the history of trade proposals. And sometimes I wish these websites didn't fucking exist because fucking people think they're all big brain because I have a blue check mark. I'm so big brain that I think this is smart. This is fucking stupid because the Knicks would have no assets to deal. If Dame Lillard comes, you're taking your $60 million cap space, and you're basically reducing it to about 25 million after all this is done. Okay? You're reducing it by 15 based on the numbers. You're sending 15 million out, you're getting 15 million back. Okay? So 60 minus 15 million. Who the hell are you signing with the remaining about what? $45 million? You're signing Kawhi? You're signing Kawhi? If you sign Kawhi, then yes, the trade makes sense. But I don't think you're signing Kawhi. Okay? What, freaking Mike Conley, Kyle Lowry, DeMar DeRozan? If you tell me the Knicks should sign freaking DeMar DeRozan, DeMar freaking DeRozan, you're legitimately going to tell me the Knicks should sign DeMar freaking DeRozan, one of the guys with the worst on-offs in the history of the NBA, to a large contract? Get your ass off this video because you're a clown. You're a clown. And if you're a reporter suggesting it, I should have your fucking job because I'm not as fucking stupid as you and it's fucking retarded. Okay? You're fucking retarded. Okay? He has no ability to shoot, no ability to do nothing. Enough with DeMar DeRozan because I'm sure he's a pretty good guy. He just doesn't fit on the Knicks with or without Dame. Okay, what? Victor Oladipo? Dude has never been the same since that injury. What? Goran Dragic? No. Yeah, Tim Hardaway Jr. We're going to give the rest of the money to Tim Hardaway Jr. to be our wing. Oh my God, what the hell are we doing here? Because if that was the case, he would have never been traded to Dallas in the first place if they thought he was ever worth a damn. He's a good player and he has improved, but goddamn it, I'm not spending what's left of my cap space on Tim Hardaway Jr. to go cold in the playoffs, and of course, Julius Randle and Dame Lillard be double teamed, and then to be out in the first round. No. Dennis Schroeder, hell no. Evan Fournier, get out of here. Danny Green, too old. Iguodala, even older. What? Kelly Oubre, please. The sad ass PR campaign that his agent is trying to do to get this guy $20 million a year, hell to the no. Okay, and it doesn't get any better from there. So don't tell me you're really gonna fill out a great team, okay, with the rest of your cap space. Okay, you need at least 10 players. You're gonna take basically what, $40 million and sign 10 players? It's about $4 million a player. Okay, the average. Look at the salaries these guys are on. Starters make anywhere from about $12 to $24 million. The better they are, the more they make. Okay, maybe you will get some guys on the cheap, but then again, maybe you won't. Because why the hell should anyone take less money than they think they're worth? Okay, so for some of these guys, they don't chase chips, they chase cash because they didn't make the mega money that a Dame, a LeBron, a Durant make. They didn't get the shoe deals, they didn't get the endorsements, they don't have the movies, they don't get the commercials. So for them, it's like, yo, there's got to be a life after basketball, and I got to always get the most bread I can make. So don't sit here and tell me that these guys are going to take discounts for anything. And then some of these guys probably increased their values, while some have decreased it, some have increased it. I don't think Lonzo Ball is going to be on an $8 million contract. He's probably going to get 20. You know, maybe you can get a Lou Will who wants to be like, yeah. Does new NYC have some good strip clubs? Yeah, we have some good strip clubs. Don't ask me how I know that. But we don't got lemon pepper wings. Okay, so it's really like to do this, to sit here and boldface say this is a good trade. Okay, Dame for everything, get out. It is not. End of rant. Now let's explore some fair trades for Damian Lillard. Okay, this is a trade involving RJ Barrett. RJ Barrett, Emmanuel Quickly, and Mitchell Robinson are our best young prospects. I think we would all agree and have consensus on that, right? And you would definitely say RJ is number one in terms of young prospects. You can argue Mitch and Emmanuel 2 or 3. You can even throw Obi up there. If I'm giving you RJ, I should not have to give you every draft pick and pick swap till 2030. Giving you a real good guy, and if you really put in the time to develop him, he might be an all-star to superstar for you. He puts in the work. He's a good face of your franchise. He does nothing but work. Okay, Quickly with his good shooting, and Mitch with his great defense. Okay, I'm sending you that. I will send you the 2 first-round picks in this year's draft and the 2 first-round picks in 2023's draft. Everything else remains mine. That's not good enough for you? Bye, Dame. Like, we have to retain something because you have to fill out the rest of the team. You're giving up 3 rotation players, one of the best players, and you're giving up a chance to get something real good. In this one, I actually think the Knicks retain the 21st pick. Right? Give me one, because I need to fill out a team. So we get the 21st pick. We get like a Chris Duarte or something, right? But you got 1932, and you get the 2 2023 first round picks unprotected. Dallas, you have to deal with their protection. That's a good deal. That is not ideal, but that's a good deal. Okay. Then you use the rest of your picks, cap space, to fill out a good team that can really compete in the East. Here's my last trade. More picks, lower quality prospects, but this is the best thing that we'll do. Get Kevin Knox, get Obi Toppin, get Emmanuel Quickly, you get all the picks from this year. Okay? 21, 19, 32, 58. You get the 2023 picks. Okay? And I'll pick swap 2022. And you can own my picks till 2024. After that, you're not owning shit. But you got really good prospects in Obi and Emmanuel Quickly. right? And Kevin Knox, you can figure out if he's worth a damn. Okay, but as you see from the other trades, this adds 6 wins to the Knicks' total wins, right? Because in the simulations, RJ Barrett actually factors into winning. So that's why the Knicks should not be trying to put him in a Dame trade, because you get Dame to help him watch RJ grow. It doesn't mean he has to grow into a superstar, but it means he's really going to be able to be effective because Dame will open up the floor for him. Because Dame can shoot, he can pass, he can do it all, baby. Okay? That's a trade I would execute. But this whole idea that the Knicks have to trade everything under the sun for Damian Lillard, no. No. What is he warranted to do that? How many MVPs he has? None. A few All NBAs and a few All. I got an NBA All Star and an All NBA player on my team already. Okay. Dame Lillard is not. If this was LeBron James in his last year, the first time he was in Cleveland, hell yeah. But he's not. You have to recognize that. He's starting to go into his 30s. This Supermax contract he's on for the next 4 years is likely to be his last. After that, he will not be a max player. I cannot give up a future beyond Dame Lillard's Supermax contract, because he will not be the player at 35, 36. He might still be a really good player, but he will not be Dame time good. He's going to fall off. They all fall off. It is Father Time is undefeated. I need to ensure that after Dame Lillard's contract, I'll give him at 35, I'll give him 3 years. He wants to play to 38. Fine. On a reasonable contract so that we can continue to, compete around him, But I don't want to go through what we did with Melo. And this is not to say that the Melo trade was bad, but a lot of things went wrong. Okay? You make the Melo trade not a big deal, right? But Amari Stoudemire, his knees blow up. Can't do much. You then decide to sign Tyson Chandler, and I love Tyson Chandler. One defensive player of the year. I love him. He's once a Knick, always a Knick. Love to Tyson Chandler, but he really didn't help offensively. And then what happens when you came across Roy freaking Hibbert? Hibbert was too big for Chandler. Okay, you needed a point guard, and CP3 eventually would force his way to LA. And because you made the Melo trade, you probably didn't have enough to then trade for him. Arguably, I would have kept Billups, amnestied Amari after the lockout. I think a lot of people have come to that conclusion because Amari. But again, in the moment, you're saying, well, Amari Stoudemire still got some time, and if his knees hold up, he's freaking Amari Stoudemire. So you understand where you would pick Billups over Amari. Amnesty. But, I mean, you had the medicals. So, a lot of things can go wrong. And yes, and if you're saying, I won't say this is the Melo trade all over again. This trade can be had if Portland is reasonable. This whole thing about James Harden, the Nets sending everything in their mother to get him, that's not the normal trade for a star. It's just not. And we're going to have to come down to earth. That happened because Kevin Durant told Sean Marks to get it done. And because they didn't say, we'll wait till the deadline. And, of course, James Harden was forcing the issue in Houston. But even though James Harden was forcing the issue in Houston, Kevin Durant was forcing the issue in Brooklyn. Okay? So, of course, Sean Marks is like, you know what? I just have to get him. And I'm going to have to put everything forward. And they do. And they get him. And of course, Tillman Fertitta doesn't want to deal with the 76ers. So a lot of other things in the background. But if Sean Marks felt like he was in control of the James Harden situation, they're not sending Jared Allen out because clearly they couldn't stop Giannis for a goddamn second when he was in the paint. You let your best paint defender go for freaking Blake Griffin, who quit in Detroit. Okay, that's because Sean Marks did not have the leverage. Okay, no one really had the leverage in that, except for maybe Kevin Durant, because he knew he can get Sean Marks fired for not doing what he said. That's what happens when you let the inmates run the asylum sometimes. Okay, I know we put superstars like, oh, they should run the. Sometimes they can do it to your detriment. Yeah, you build a top heavy team, you got hurt, ha ha. I don't feel sorry for you. You should have done better. You should have built a better team. But you wanted just 3 superstars and you thought, we could do it with anyone. Turns out you can't. Especially when there's injuries. So I don't feel bad. But what I'm saying is that you have to have something in the tank to build out the rest of the roster. Picks help with trades. You could always get someone who's on an expiring, bring them in. They're good contributors. And then once their deal expires, you can go over the cap to sign them because you would have had their bird rights. Okay? See, that's the thing people forget when it comes to knowing the salary cap. The salary cap's $112 million. You cannot pass $112 million in salary to bring in a free agent. You just can't. You can only do that to retain players. That's by having their bird rights, their cap holds, whatever. That allows you to bring in players over the cap, go into the luxury tax. And James Dolan has paid the luxury tax for many years. He wouldn't care. But you have to be under the cap to bring in new players by free agency. So having draft picks helps. It helps in negotiations. It helps say, so and so wants to play for us, but we don't really have the money right now to pay him and this and that. And this is why you have a Brock Aller who can figure that cap stuff out, right? But signing trades with draft picks and stuff like that, you send out a Reggie Bullock on a good contract for give me a quality starter. A Harrison Barnes on a good contract, right? You're signing, you're front loading it. You're sending Reggie Bullock out 1 year. He gets overpaid, but you send him to Sacramento, whatever. He may not like it. He's only there 1 year. He's expiring. He can be moved, and Sacramento gets extra picks, right? There's ways to work with your cap space when you have picks. They have cap holds. To send every pick from now to 2030, it makes no freaking sense. And that's the only thing, if the Knicks were to do that, I'd walk into Leon Rose's office and I'd punch him in the face. And I think the Knicks fans will go to MSG and chant Fire Rose. Because that is ludicrous. You can't give up everything for Dame Lillard. You can give up a lot, but not everything. Anyways, I'm done ranting. I will see you next time. Peace out, guys. Stay safe. It's hot out there. Stay cool. Stay hydrated.